I'm meteorologist Kaiti Blake. This is your weather current update for Wednesday, October 1st. Well, we don't have much change in our weather coming up in the short term. Over the next week, things are going to stay warm and rain-free. We do have one kind of more subtle change that you'll probably notice over the next few days. Humidity is going to start to increase a little bit more as we head into the second half of the work and school week. And if you're wondering when the next cold front arrives, or the first cold front of October, unfortunately, that is probably 10 to 14 days from now. So we have a while to wait until that next potential cool down gets to us here in Texas. Overall, for the month of October, the temperature outlook from the Climate Prediction Center is looking warm, not just for us here in Texas, but also across a good part of the state, all the way from the Great Lakes in the Northeast down to Texas. The temperature outlook is leaning warm. We are likely to see a warmer than average October all across the state of Texas. Now, that doesn't mean there won't be cold fronts this month that bring us some cooler days. Overall, though, the month is likely to be a pretty warm one. Our temperature trend afternoon highs starting tomorrow and running all the way through the end of next week. We have got a lot of 80s and 90s on the board here. Again, we're not talking about extreme heat, but certainly staying warm all the way through the end of next week. Again, it's probably not until the October 11th to 14th timeframe that we could see some cooler air start to move in. I mentioned dew points, humidity are going to start to increase over the next few days. You're probably going to start to notice it more by Thursday. Definitely into the weekend. We're not going to see a huge surge in humidity. It's not going to be oppressively humid. That's when our dew points are in the 70s, but we will start to see our dew point numbers climb from the 50s into the 60s. And so I think you'll notice just a little bit more humidity in the air for the second half of this week into the upcoming weekend. So let's talk about this potential next cold front, again, 10 to 14 days from now. So we've got a while to wait, but there are indications in forecast models that a pretty strong upper level low from the Arctic is going to sag south as we get to late next week and next weekend, and this would potentially bring a cold front down with it. Again, we're looking at this potentially impacting Texas somewhere in the October 11th to 14th timeframe. Details still to be worked out, but that's just something to keep in the back of your mind. And if you're not the biggest fan of this warm October weather, that's just something you can kind of look forward to. Over the next week, though, we are going to keep your high temperatures in the upper 80s and low 90s, morning lows mid to upper 60s.